Alright, yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Shadow. Before the video even starts, I'm just going to throw up the drum kits that I used for the beats in this video today. I'll link them down below as well. I just want to get this out of the way because I usually forget to do this when I'm actually recording these videos. Also, I really didn't like the intro that I recorded for this video, so I just totally scrapped it. I'm just going to let this be the intro, and when this is over, it's just going to get right into how I made the beats. Also, I'm going to put my email on the screen real quick. If you guys want to collab, feel free to send me loops. Feel free to email me there and tell me you want to collab. Also going to put my Instagram up there. That is my main social media platform besides YouTube. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Peace. But you know, with enough rambling, guys, if you like the video, leave a like. I'm going to try to get this video to 50 to 100 likes in the first week. Also, remember to subscribe. I'm going to try to start posting videos more often. I just finished a recording of a Ken Carson / Yeet type beat, and I'm going to start making tutorials more often, hopefully. And yeah, guys, let's get right to the video. Starting off with BPM, I set the BPM for this beat to 142, just kind of a generic mid-range BPM. The BPMs I like to do for Baby Santana type beats are 140 to 160. 160 is kind of pushing it, but like anything below 140 is super slow. I like to keep like that mid-range pace. And yeah, guys, let's go into the sound selection for the beat. Starting off, I have kick 7, which I use for the intros. I have Glumboy's favorite Dro snare. Don't think I ended up using this sound, never mind. I have this Glumboy fast reverse open hat. These are two sounds from the Glumboy kit, but you don't need to get the Glumboy kit. The Faygo clap from the Gucci kit. I have snare 5, which is just the no lie snare. Hi-hat Moon, which is one of my favorite hi-hats to use. It's just a very tight, basic hi-hat. I have this first instance of SERUM, which is the tower lead, which sounds a lot like the Baby Santana lead in Antisocial. Then I have the basic Super Saw 3. This is a free SERUM bank, I'll link below. Then I have Lil Mosey is white bass. Very, you know, like hard distorted basses are super common in these type of beats. Then I have this 7 snare 02, which I use for the intros. And then I have the up 808. I honestly don't know which kit I got this from, my bad. And that is the sound selection for the beat, guys. Now we're getting into the melody, the drums, structuring, mixing, and then we're gonna move on to the second FLP. So guys, starting off, I have the synth noise, which is gonna sound like this. Really simple, like not as complicated as people probably think. I don't even really use like real chords. I just use like notes that are octaves above and below each other. That's it. And I just, you know, have it in like 3 different octaves, and that's literally it. Like super simple. And then you can move on to the lead noise, which is going to sound like this. This is probably EQ'd by the way it sounds, but I made this beat a while ago, so I'm gonna go into like the mixing at the end of the video for you guys. And that's literally it for the melody. I have the bass noise, but that's not really like part of the melody. That's like an accent to the 808, which is gonna sound like this. Just an extra tip for the bass noises. What I like to do is literally just go into SERUM, bass hard, and just randomly select different like bass sounds, like distorted wub basses, you know, those noises, the cool one. But moving on to the drums, we have the intro kick, which is just plays very basically like this. And then at the very like end quarter, it plays double time. Super simple. And then I have the beginning intro snare, which is gonna sound like this. Looking back, I think this might be like out of time, but I'm not really sure, so yeah, you know. And then moving on, we have the hi-hat pattern, which is super basic. It's gonna sound like this. What I like to do is I just add gaps, like just super, it's like pretty much just a typical 2-step hi-hat pattern with like 1 or 2 gaps throughout the pattern, and then like 1 or 2 rolls in the main pattern. I don't add rolls that are like higher or lower in pitch. Super basic. Then I have the Faygo clap, which just hits like every other clap would in every beat. Super simple. And then I have the glum reverse hi-hat, which sounds like this. You can't even really hear it in the mix. I just threw it in because I felt like it. And then snare 5, which is the no lie snare, which is going to sound like this in conjunction with the hi-hat and clap. It's going to sound like this. And then the very last thing for the drums, guys, believe it or not, is just the 808, which is going to sound like this. I mean, I don't know how you can get more basic than that. I will go into the mixing and all that stuff very soon because, as you can hear, a lot of the sounds are mixed in this beat, and I don't typically mix a lot of my drums, but I did for this beat just because why not? But yeah, guys, that's all the drums. Literally, that's like all the drums for the beat. Altogether, basically what I do is an 8-bar intro and then like a 2-bar gap right here where I will play a sound effect, my tag, and then the lead sound right before it drops. That's what I like to do in every beat. And then it's literally just 16 bars of a hook with all the drum sounds playing the whole time. And then for the verse, it plays the whole time. The lead drops out and then the bass comes in for like every like repeating pattern instead of like every other repeating pattern. There's no bridge for this beat. It just drops right back into the verse, which is just the same thing again. And then the outro is literally just the synth noise. So yeah, guys, that's the structuring. I'm gonna go over the mixing now. For every single one of my beats, I do the same mixing. Basically what I do is I put a limiter on, I turn the attack, release, and sustain down, and I turn the gain up according to the beat. I don't turn the gain up the same amount every time. You just kind of have to gauge it based on what sounds you use. I basically do this to make the 808 hit really hard. I'll turn the gain up and then lower every other sound besides the 808 so it hits really hard. I just use a really typical default soft clipper, and at the bottom of the beat I use a wave shaper. As you can see in this beat, I really push the wave shaper, but typically I don't do it this much. You know, it's different every time, but this is what my master looks like in every single one of my beats. For that really distorted bass sound, I started off by adding fruity fast distortion, fruity parametric EQ, where I just like high and low passed it a little bit, more so the low pass so it wasn't really clashing with the 808. I added a destructor bit crusher because I like the sound of bit crushing. It's your choice. And then fruity reverb too with these settings, pretty like basic, you know, nothing crazy. For the lead, I EQ'd it like this. I didn't do a high and low pass. I mean, it's like kind of the same effect, but you know, I didn't do like the passes. I just kind of dragged them down a bit to make the lead sound a little bit more not so overbearing. For the intro snare, I just kind of monoed it a little bit because it kind of panned really hard to the left and was kind of annoying me. And the up 808 was not mixed as much as I thought it was. I just took a lot of the high end out and then boosted a lot of the low end so it hit harder. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's how I made the Antisocial 2 type beat because a lot of people have been asking. Now I'm going to move on to one other FLP because I feel like it. I want to go more in depth on different styles for this video. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in that FLP. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is the second beat that I'm going to be going over. This is very inspired by Baby Santana again, but less so specifically the Antisocial beats. I kind of went off just a little bit with this beat. So the BPM for this beat is 155, a little bit faster. I used the same snare for the intro. I used the red clap from my homie Kering Soja's drum kit. I used the Benz hat, just one of my favorite hats to use because it has like a built-in reverb. The Atme 808, which is one of my favorite 808s to use for beats in general. Damon Vitucci 3, just like a gated open hat, another gated open hat. I just kind of use these for extra sauce. The no lie snare, because I just use these in every one of my beats. Very good sound. For SERUM, I use server heads bass in the hard bass section. It sounds like this. And that was the hard bass sound that I used in this beat. Then I have the alter lead, which is probably my favorite lead to use in Baby Santana type beats. The most common one I use. That is my personal favorite lead to use for Baby Santana type beats. Again, from Sinju's second SERUM bank. Mr. Rage chords from Factual Guy's 10K SERUM bank. And then lastly, the basic Supersaw 3, again from Factual Guy's SERUM bank, which is the sound I always use for the main chords. And yeah, guys, basically the rest is a bunch of effects, which I'll go over when I go into the mixing. But starting off with the main melody sound, this one is like so basic it hurts. It's literally just 2 notes and it sounds like this. But if you guys want to learn something from me, Baby Santana type beats are really simple to make. But this is what I always do. I make that main chord progression with 2 notes, just like octaves apart. And then I take the same notes, I bring it 1 octave up, and I use that Mr. Rage sound that sounds like this. Just because it has like a bit of like a winding up sound, and I wanted the high end to sound a little bit different than like the main chord progression. Then I have the lead, which is very repetitive, sounds like this. That's the lead the whole time. What I like to do for the leads is just before one like long note hits, just add like a couple like leading up to it, like in like a upwards progressing note pattern. I don't really know how to put it into words, but you can kind of visually see it right here. And then I have the bass sound, which is gonna sound like this. Same note, just one octave apart. Same thing for the intro. I didn't use a kick this time. I just did the snares, and it sounds like this. And then for the drums, starting off with the bends hi-hat, it's gonna sound like this. You know, a little bit different sounding. It's actually a really simple pattern, but it sounds different only because the band's hi-hat has that like built-in delay. I just put cut itself on so it doesn't like clash with each other, and that's what it's gonna end up sounding like. And then I have the very typical red clap, just typical clap pattern. And then I have the no-lie snare, again, hitting the same place it always does. I'm going to play the open hats together because they just sound better together. This is what it's going to sound like. Very simple. And then the 808 pattern, which is actually very simple, even though it looks super complicated. Basically, it's just two notes, pretty much. It's a C and a B note, which follow the chord progression. And the only thing I do is, this is the only complicated part. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is perfectly in key in like a particular scale. I kind of just clicked a bunch of notes in until it sounded nice, and I just adjusted the velocity in a way where, you know, they're really quiet, so even if they are wrong, they kind of sound more right than they actually are. And then I did the same effect here, but it's just one note instead of a bunch of different notes. This is what the 808 pattern is going to sound like. And that is it for the drums, guys. That is it for the whole beat. Structuring. Same exact structuring as the last beat, except I just added a bridge, and for the intro I added sound effects. I added the typical like plug chain sound effect and the typical plug money counter effect. I just panned one to the left and one to the right, so it added more like space to the beat, and then the same drop as I'd usually do. Yeah, guys, and then mixing, same master I always do. Turn up the gain, turn down sustain, release, and attack. Soft clipper, wave shaper. You can see there's a little bit less wave shaper this time, and then none of the like drums in this beat are actually mixed because it just sounded good as is. And yeah, guys, that's the second FLP. That's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, don't remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. I'm gonna try to start posting these videos more often. I say that in every video, but I actually am gonna try to do that. And also comment below who you want to see me cover, because I'm kind of running out of ideas. But yeah, guys, have a good day or night. Peace.